It is Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I'm Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride as well. I like the sweatshirt you're wearing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, a little Baseball Today merch. I got the artwork in the background.
Sure do.
Where can you get that, Chris?
Shop.johnboymedia.com.
Yeah, I like your shirt. It really brings out your eyes.
Oh, stop now. You stop. Don't make me do this again because you know what we're talking about for tip of the cap. Tarps off. It is sweeping the baseball world. We saw it happen in Tampa on Monday night in the small section. People running over to be a part of the party. We saw it in Detroit when Cleveland was kicking butt. The leftover Cavs fans from the Cavs Sunday night victory were there. They were taking their shirts off as well. We even saw it out in Anaheim with a bunch of people who were chanting, "Artie, sell the team," and all that. What do you think about the copycat?
I don't mind it. I like people getting engaged in the games. And here's the other thing that I think this helps out with, self-confidence. Like if people can get together, take the shirts off and feel good about it, to me, that means like we're all confident in our own skin. So I'm a big proponent of that.
Yeah.
In the world in general, we need more confidence. And I think we're bringing it a little bit into the world with this.
Producer Dan even said that the Yankees fans did it, and he personally hated it, but whatever. I don't care that Dan hated it. I think it's fun. I think you should feel good about who you are. You don't have to have the perfect body in order to, as I showed on yesterday's show. And by the way, the response by our community was very positive. I got a lot of invites from St. Louis fans. Rose, hop on the plane because tonight, actually, I think the Stephen F. Austin Baseball Club is going to hang around, and this will be their swan song. So we'll see how many fans they get. I can't wait to see.
I want to see you in the Body issue. Who runs that? Like ESPN the
ESPN
Mag?
The Body.
Yeah, can we get that going, you think?
Well, I mean, now that I'm a Disney employee, I might have an inside track.
Yeah, Yelich did it before, and I remember training with him while he was doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that he was very strict with his diet.
I think he just has a good body. So.
Oh, he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
I also remember Prince Fielder doing it.
Yes, he did.
Remember? That's great. You should feel good. I mean, look, we all want to look a certain way, but you can't always get there.
You're more Prince Fielder than Yelich, if I had to put you in one category.
Think that's
fair. And you know what? Tell you what, he's a strong dude.
Oh, Hell yes, he is.
I actually thought he looked great. I don't need a little skinny guy on the body issue. Show me a man with some power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which John Boy Media employee should be in the body issue? Leave it in the comments.
I mean, everyone's just, "Oh, Jake, we've seen you naked enough, Jake."
Yeah, there's Prince right there. Go swing it. Yeah, looks good.
He does look good.
Awesome. Baseball is a weird sport. We learned that with one of the last games of Monday night. You could be this close to making history, and all of a sudden the baseball gods will slap you around a little bit and said, "Come on back to earth." That's what happened between the A's and the Angels.
And the pitch over the head and into center field. The Angels break up the no-hitter here in the ninth.
For the first time. Here's a fly ball, center field. It's hit well. Bolte is back near the wall. It's gone! Unbelievable! What a finish! Zach Neto says goodnight to the A's. And JT Ginn walks it off with a home run.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a tough game. Just keep your head up and keep moving forward. You know, it's just the nature of the game that we play. And I attack the zone, and I'll live with that.
He pitched probably the best game he's pitched in his big league career, and to have an opportunity to get a no-hitter and then two hitters and 2 hits later you walk off with a loss. It's it's tough.
It was worse than tough. I was sick for him, Plouffe.
Yeah, I was actually watching the Twins game because they had a rain delay, and I got a text from Dalton Feely saying, like, "Hey, you might want to check out what's going on there in Anaheim." So I started to pay attention, and we get into the ninth. I'm like, okay, here we go. And, of course, it's Adam Frazier gets the knock. And I wasn't sure what Kotsay was going to do because at that point he was at 100 pitches or right around there, a little bit above, I think. And I like letting the guy go. Like, yeah, this is his game. Like, let's see if he can get another ground ball. Unfortunately, he falls behind 2-0 to Neto, and then he just left one over the plate, and Neto's got a good swing, good stroke, put one on it, and yeah, it just happens that fast, Chris. You feel terrible for him. You still say, hey, man, you pitched a great game, but now you got the L, 2 earned runs on you. Yeah, it's that's our sport, man. 27 outs.
First of all, the people that are saying, what is Kotsay doing? The minute he gave up the hit, he should have been out of the game. Folks, have you watched your bullpen?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not Dennis Eckersley sitting in there ready to close shit down. That is not who it is. So you are holding your breath every time you throw somebody out there that's not a starter. And sometimes you are holding your breath even when the starter's out there. But good for JT Ginn. And you know what? That's the only way you can make progress is by pushing your limits. He had never gotten to that high a pitch count in his career. He did pitch the game of his life. And then maybe that's going to help him somewhere down the line because they're going to need guys to develop right in front of our eyes at the major league level if they're really going to stick around. They're still in first place as we speak on this Tuesday. I have no problem with them leaving him in the game. And I hope that JT Ginn wakes up today and feels great, not about the result, but about the way it went down for most of that game. And he should. And that's something hopefully will benefit him and the Athletics moving forward. Sucks that happened, though, man. I guess on one hand, I do feel okay for the Angels. What up? Have you seen how miserable their month has been?
Yeah, so like when that was going down, I had the text ready to go to Sully Deportes, just like, hey, we're here if you need anything. If they got no hit, I mean, holy shnikes. JT Ginn, last 3 starts, Chris. 8 innings pitch, 1 earned run. 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. And then last night, 8 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. So, like, he's on a little bit of a heater here. Got to feel good about yourself. The way it ended stinks, but yes, he's had a nice start to the season. Yeah,
the Angels, I think prior to last night's game, had won 5 games in the last month total. It was bad. If you watched it, I watch a lot of Angels baseball because of where we live. Bad baseball. It wasn't like a tough 3-2 loss. Way to really grind it. They were just getting smacked around. As far as Ginn, he becomes the 6th pitcher since 1974 to allow 0 hits and 0 runs in the first 8 innings and still take the loss. Most recent member of that group prior to last night was Rich Hill against the Pirates. I think people might remember that one. Mark Gardner did it in 1991. Mark Langston, great lefty, did it against the Blue Jays in 89. The knuckleballer, Charlie Huff, against the Angels in 86. And yes, you can have 7 no-hitters, but you can also lose a no-hitter in the 9th and lose the game. Just ask Nolan Ryan, who had it happen against the White Sox in 1974. There you go. Do people still get do you still get a little tingly when we have a chance at a no-hitter or not? Some people are like, it's not that big a deal anymore. I still love it.
Like me, like now?
Yeah, when you were watching, were you excited last night?
Yeah, because I think it could change pitchers' lives. I mean, to be in that group of major league pitchers that have thrown a no-hitter, I mean, that's a pretty elite group.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Some people, though, I could tell you some true baseball historians are like, it's not as impressive as you think. I love it. I get excited when cool shit happens, and I think that's cool.
To go through a lineup of big league hitters and not give up any hits and for 9 innings is incredible. So I'm looking at it right now. I didn't know how many no-hitters. There's been 326 in the history of the game since 1876. Do you know how many fucking games we've played, Chris?
I always the number of cycles and number of no-hitters is always close. Find out what the number of cycles is, please.
Do you know the last single pitcher no-hitter in the big leagues?
Blake Snell.
Oh, yeah, damn. How'd you know that?
Well, I heard it last night.
Oh, you did, didn't you? That said on the broadcast. What about the most recent no-hitter?
That was a combined no-hitter. Was that the Cubs?
It was. So you were all over it.
Yeah. We've talked combined no-hitters, very different than singular pitcher no-hitters.
100%. That's where you lose me a little bit on like the tingly factor.
Yes,
combined
totally.
no-hitters are different.
It just feels like a well-pitched game
Yeah.
shutout. That's what it feels like to me when it's combined. Is the only no-hitter that you have seen in person the one that you were on the wrong side of?
Ooh, yeah. So Francisco Liriano threw one, but I wasn't on the team at that point. So yeah, I think the only one that I've been at is Jerry
The
Weaver.
Weaver. Yeah. And that was great when you and I were walking around Angel Stadium one day out in the concourse level, and we walked past Weaver's, like, the lineup card from that day. You're like, hey, there I am. That was very funny. The only no-hitter I've been at was Jake Arrieta's out here in L.A. I've been close a bunch of times, but that was the only one. I was at
No
one
hitters
where-
as a fielder are so much easier than a perfect game.
Oh,
Because you're like, I can
yeah.
make an error. Who cares? But a
Right.
perfect game, you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
go.
you don't want the ball hit to you, do you?
You do, but you want it to be an easy ground ball. Like, just give me that big hop.
Let us know if you've been to no-hitter or a perfect game. I mean, those are exceptionally rare. So there you go. Good for JT Ginn and good for the Angels who finally won something. And good for us because I want to let you know that today's episode is sponsored by Amazon. When life throws you a curveball, Amazon's everyday low prices on essentials helps you save the everyday. Amazon has everything you need whenever you need it, from planned purchases to unexpected moments. They got everything in one place. It saves you time and money so you can focus on what matters most. And for the two of us and everybody at John Boy Media, what matters most to us is having as much time as possible to prepare for shows like Baseball Today or Dugout Discussions or Talking Baseball or the great trivia that Jolly puts together. For you, it might be to catch your favorite MLB teams or players in action. Doesn't matter, whatever it is. You don't want to be chasing around town looking for this and that when this and that can come to you. I'm talking about from tech to clothing to daily needs or anything else you need to prepare for the start of the baseball season. Amazon has everything you need all in one convenient place, delivers right to you anytime, anywhere. So whether it's routine shopping or handling life's curveball, shop Amazon, save on essentials, and save the every day. All right, NL West. The top changes hands yet again as the team south of LA moves north in the standings.
On the ground to Manny Machado. He will tag the runner, and that's the ball game. Mason Miller's done it again. Walking the first two, but then getting the next three in a row.
A 1-0 Padres win. They get a first-inning homer from Andujar, Michael King, the rest of the bullpen, Adam, and then Miller make it hold up over Yamamoto and the two-time defending World Series champs. But let's start at the end. Mason Miller, consecutive walks to start the ninth, gets a flyout, a strikeout of Muncy, and then a ground out to end it. That's as fun a 1-0 game as you will have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of like what the Padres hope for there. Just a small lead, turn it over to the bullpen. And even if you put a few base runners on against Mason Miller, you still got to drive him in. I mean, the walks help, but it's still very difficult to put the ball in play with any sort of velocity on it. So yeah, that's the Padres recipe right now, essentially.
And what a huge effort by Rodolfo Duran. We highlighted him yesterday because it took him 11 years to get to the show, and he got his first hit, a first homer over the weekend in Seattle. Last night in the ninth, he had a key play, right? We're talking back-to-back walks. Then Will Smith comes up, and he falls behind 2-0, and Duran actually challenged the ball two call and got it overturned. And I thought that was an enormous play, and Miller said, yeah, I'm going to give him a ton of credit. It kind of got me back-centered, a 1-1 count, instead of thinking, oh, my God, I'm 2 pitches away from loading the bases with nobody out against this lineup. That can't be good. He also threw out Ohtani late in the game as well, trying to steal and get himself in scoring position. So good job by the bit players. I think the big question is, and we've been asking it all year, can San Diego stay with the Dodgers if their big three, Tatis, Machado, and Merrill, don't turn into their big three?
I don't think so. They've been able to do it so far, but over 162, no. In a short series, sure. If you can pitch the way you have been pitching, getting some good starts. Michael King looked amazing last night. You can do that in a short series, but over 162, no, I don't think so. Now, I think these guys can turn it around. We need to see a little bit more out of Jackson Merrill and Tatis and Machado, all these guys you're talking about. What do I expect their end numbers to be? I'm not so sure. You kind of look at who they've been and you can dream of some big numbers and some offensive output. It just hasn't been that way this year. So I just don't think that they can keep up through 162 unless those guys get going. They do have a recipe to win games. We've seen it. It looks a little bit more Brewers-esque than anything. We're going to talk about them in a little bit, but relying on your bullpen and some like real timely hitting, like that's nice, but I just don't think it holds up over a full season. So there is a recipe. I just think they need those guys to go if they're going to compete with the Dodgers for the West.
No, it can't happen, and it will not happen. Their shortcoming last year against the Cubs was the fact that they couldn't hit, and that's the reason they did not move on to the divisional round. They still had that great bullpen. They held the Cubs offense in check. They just didn't hit enough. So these three guys have got to figure it out. It's pretty simple. AJ Preller can make whatever maneuvers he wants to, and I expect him to at the trade deadline because he's so much fun as a baseball architect. But it's pretty simple. When you're paying two of those guys in particular the type of money, and then Jackson Merrill, you give him a 9-figure extension, and he has proven himself at this level through the early part of his career, turn into the guys you are. That's it. And
they need to go. They need to go out and have a night or something, man.
Oh,
and Manny Machado, I know you could set up a few nights, brother. I know you can.
Who was it earlier in the year that I suggested? The Giants. The Giants take an off day and take a PJ to Vegas. Are you saying
that team? We don't need that team in Vegas. All the things that they show in the dugout, multiply that times 10 in Vegas. I don't know. We might be getting some phone calls from the commish.
Hey, it doesn't even need to be in the dugout. A quick reminder, by the way, a little off the beaten path, that I did interview Tony Vitello. That interview's out on Dugout Discussions, 20 minutes. He was fantastic. Please watch it because I
haven't watched it yet. I'm going to.
I want to ask you about it later in the week.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to watch it today.
There's a few little sound bites in there that I think are kind of interesting for you to maybe chop into.
Hey, I really believe what I said, though. I think these guys need to go out. Sometimes you need it. There's a lot of ways to skin the cat there, if you know what I mean. Like, there's interesting things that people do to get out of slumps. Can I tell you a few? I mean, I've talked about them before on the show. Nick Punto, Naked BP. Whatever you got to do.
Naked BP. Jock strap?
No. Ooh.
Where do we do this? Not on the field.
The cage. After the game.
Down below.
After the game.
After the game. Stay late.
Oh, he's a coach on the team. I'm going to send the text. I'm sending the text.
Punto, you know what to do.
Should I do that right now?
Right now.
Let's get these guys. Naked BP, it's time.
I want to hear what he says by the end of the show.
I'm sending it right now.
You know what? Put in the comments, what do you think? First of all, does Punto respond this early in the day?
Oh, this early? Let's see.
It's fine. He's up. He's got kids.
You getting these... Boy, I can't say these boys.
You did not. Come on, man.
These guys in the cage for Naked BP soon. Need it.
Okay. Go get him, Tiger. I would be remiss if we did not talk about Michael King's performance last night. 7 shutout innings. There are few guys I'm happier for than Michael King in baseball because 2024, he lit it up, right? He was awesome. Then last year, still, like, numbers were fine. He was just so banged up. He came back. He'd go back on the injured list. He only made 15 starts. And heading into his free agency year where you thought, my God, this guy could get a 9-figure deal easily. He came back for what essentially is, it could be a 1-year deal. Again, it's multiple years, but he can get out. And he's just pitched exceptionally well. This is one of the many reasons that people love the Padres broadcast booth. Listen to Don and Mud at the conclusion of an inning here. Listen to this.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah. Here we go. It is so on. Kyle Tucker. Say it,
Oh.
Will Smith. Say it! Max Muncy. All down by way of the McKay.
By the way, I'm not so sure he turns down this money that's coming his way. I just looked at the contract. It's $12 million this year, and then yes, 2 player options with a $5 million buyout, so it becomes 17 guaranteed, or like, yeah, I guess it could be a 17 year for this year if he essentially decides to opt out. But the next 2 years, he can make 28 and then 30.
Right. I mean, the money's great.
He's
It's
looking
the
for
year.
length,
Yeah, because he's about to turn 31
aren't we all? Huh?
next week. So, yeah, maybe he can get an extra 2 years out of a deal. Of course, this offseason might be a little tough. But good for him, man. God, he's freaking when he's I know the walks are kind of his bugaboo, but I love watching him.
He's one of my favorite pitchers to watch in all of baseball. Just the way he moves the ball, like horizontally, and like the front hip sinker is just too good. That's maybe my favorite pitch to watch in all of baseball is a right-hander starting that ball in the left-hander's hip, and it comes just right back over the plate.
Last thing we'll show from Monday's game. In a 1-0 game, every decision is critical. And Dino Ebel, who is one of the best third base coaches in the game, so good that he was the Team USA's third base coach. Here we have a little thing down the line. Ball gets away, and Dino Ebel with 2 outs holds Kim at third. Tatis ended up dropping the ball out there down the right field line. I don't know.
Tough, man. Tatis has like one of the best arms in baseball. He's probably 120 feet away from the plate there, maybe a little bit more, maybe 150. But yeah, I mean, in hindsight,
I guess Mookie's up next, right after.
Yeah,
Ohtani.
it's like, again, challenging Tatis from that distance, it usually is not a good idea. Did he bobble the ball again? Yeah, but you don't know that.
Yep. Just want to get that out there. That's all. That's all. All right, now it's time for the Blasts of the Week. It's presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast, where we take a look at the 420-foot-plus home runs from this past week, and we've got some good ones. If you're a right-handed hitter, you can pretty much sit this one out. Thanks. Let's start with Nick Kurtz.
Oh, God.
His power, the opposite direction, is Ohtani-ish.
Yeah, it's some of the best in all of baseball right there. And it's just the swing and the height, and yeah, it's a very offensive looking swing. I always tell my kids, you got to be offensive, man.
Yeah, 441 on this cut. Ooh, that's nice. All right, let's continue on. Colson Montgomery, recent guest on Dugout Discussions, 442.
I mean, you hang it, we bang it type of situation right there, right in his wheelhouse, that little lefty pocket down and in. And those balls, those curve balls, man, those sliders, those go a long way. Oh,
I'm telling you, it's Corey Seager.
I like the comparison. I do.
Corbin Carroll, he's gotten homer hot. Oh, wow. Hey, shocking. Another appearance in this segment at Coors Field, 447.
We got to start paying rent at Coors Field. Yeah, he's off to a great start.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a reason why they've been able to kind of like stay afloat and hover around 500. Corbin Carroll's the guy.
Didn't he have the hand injury in spring? Now he's like mashing. Good for him. Brett Beatty. This is what the Mets imagined when they drafted him all those years ago. 450.
It always looks, I mean, that part of Nationals Park looks like it's a mile away. So whenever I see a ball go out there to like right center, it's like, oh my gosh, you crushed that thing.
How about the Mets last night in extra innings, scoring a touchdown and a field goal? Good job. Bryce Harper, 456, had a huge weekend in Pittsburgh. Just put it out there in the shrubbery somewhere. That's fine.
Was that off Chandler?
I think it was, yeah.
I mean, Bryce Harper, you're the man.
Yeah. God, when he swings at that, I would blow out every muscle in my back if I tried to swing something that hard.
He looks like, I need to know, I guess I can look it up. I want to know the weight of that bat because it looks like C243S, which means like a big barrel.
I like when you talk dirty to me.
Yeah, big bear. Oh, yeah, that's four bases. Is that what he's doing?
Hey, quick reminder for this baseball season, keep a close eye on the 420-foot plus home runs that unlock your free Baja Blast. All right, we're going to move on over to the National League Central, if you don't mind. The Brewers now just a half game back of Chicago after Milwaukee blew into the Windy City and brought their hitting shoes with them.
And a drive to right. This ball is hammered way back and gone. A 3-run shot for Bowers, and the Brewers have put up a snowman at Wrigley.
I mean, we know how these series go. You know, you erase it and just keep going. It's not necessarily a game where they're going to ever be intimidated by guys. They don't even know most of our guys' names. You know what I mean? So they're never going to be intimidated by us, but we're not looking for that.
It was cute when you used the line the first time against the Dodgers in the playoffs. You can't do it against a division rival, Pat. And I like Pat Murphy. That's a no-no.
That's just the MO. That's the mood in the clubhouse. Nobody knows that. I mean, look, do I believe it? No, not at all, Chris. But sometimes, you got something that works and you run with it.
That does not work against a division rival, a team that's 94 miles away or whatever. Sorry. Yeah, they're all going, who's this? How do you say his name? Yelich? Yelich? Is that how you say it?
I think they know Yelich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting to a point now where, look, the Brewers still surprise some people still, Chris. I'm not one of them. You're not one of them. The Chicago Cubs are also not one of them because they got beat last year overall as far as the standings go in the division. So I still like it, man. Keep that chip on your shoulder as long as you can.
So why is it that you like I have them making the wild card, the Brewers, but I have the Cubs winning the division? Is it strictly because of the payroll disparity that I have these different colored glasses on than you do? What is it that you see that I don't?
Well, I don't want to say that maybe you're falling victim to what you said. You just don't, but you might be enamored with the names on the Chicago Cubs and the free agent signings there. And I think what the Brewers do better than anybody is it doesn't feel it feels like a team to me, especially like offensively. It feels like a team to me where you're not just waiting for one or two guys to go. It's like you almost expect it. And I say this about your Guardians too. You almost expect somebody to get the big hit that maybe you don't know the name. Maybe he's not one of the top 4 players in the lineup, but they put together good at bats. Now this year they're 30th in homers. They're not doing that, but they get on base. They steal bases. It's like a pass the baton type of offense. And then all of a sudden, a Jake Bauers will click you. And they can do that. And then you match that up with the pitching that they have. And you can go around the league and you can talk about rotations. And you can talk about bullpens. Like the swing and miss that the Brewers have is so good. The many different looks they have in the bullpen is so good. And then, like Jacob Mizorowski isn't talked about like we talk about other guys, but he should be. If he like reins it in and can throw and command his pitches, like he is one of the elite pitchers in all of baseball. Like he has that stuff. So I think we just don't put him on that level. I just have seen it too many times, and so have you. I mean, if you watch baseball, like they just do it, man. I just think it is more of a team effort than some other teams, including the Cubs.
So I think they are as good as any organization in the sport of knowing exactly who they are and what they do best. They look for really good athletes. It was fascinating. I went to their lineup last night, and you could split it into 2-2-2-3 in the way the whole order was built. The first 2 guys were Churio and Terang. Homegrown guys. We expect a lot out of you. One's already got a huge contract. The other guy is going to get a huge contract. Then the next 2 guys were Contreras and Yelich. Guys who Yelich obviously was starting to become a star in Miami and got traded, but Contreras got traded there. And they have turned into the 2 consistent players on the Brewers over this fun run that they've been on. The next 2 guys were expected to be something somewhere else and have turned into great reclamation projects, Vaughn and Bowers. And then the bottom of their lineup is the area where somebody show me something. I expect that to be Sal Frelick. Yes, Joey Ortiz had a nice game last night, but for God's sakes, he's got to do something. He's got to have higher than a 550 OPS to stick around there, or he's going to get replaced by one of those studs, including the number one prospect now in all of baseball in short order. But it's just interesting how their lineup was constructed, and I looked at it that way. I was like, they've got a little bit of every piece of the story, and it's fun. And you put it together, and all of a sudden they just are a great baseball team and a fun organization. So
yeah, I mean, that's as simple. What we talk about, like with the Padres, I love the Brewers bullpen as well. I think they can protect leads with the best of them. And then we haven't really even talked about their starting pitching. I mentioned Mizorowski, but Kyle Harrison's been great. They've made some good trades. Like, they just continue to refill that rotation, even though like they're not afraid to trade Freddie Peralta, Corbin Burns. Like they understand what they're looking for. To your point, like they might be the best team in baseball with bringing guys in that they know they can make better.
Yeah, I mean, they've done that so far with Harrison, who they waited for years out in San Francisco. They trade him to Boston in the Devers deal, and then they turn him around and ship him to Milwaukee. And then Sprout last night pitched really well. It wouldn't shock me if they do go get a veteran. The Woodruff, I hope Woodruff can come back and be the pitcher that he's been, but with his injury history, I think that's risky. I think to go into the second.
Sprout's pants a little too tight for me.
I did not like the uniform combo last night. I love the top, but I don't know what you pair it with.
Okay.
The gray did not work for me.
Okay.
I had a hard time with that. All right, let's move to the other stuff, and that is PCA. We spent a lot of time on Monday's show talking about his one-on-one with the woman behind the center field fence and what he said to her. We've gone over that quite a bit, what he said. Well, prior to Monday night's game, PCA said, my bad.
I think I just regret my choice of words the most, and who that affects in my life, directly and indirectly. I don't think that any of the women in my life would ever think that I would use those kind of words regularly, especially referring to them. So I'm just bummed out about the word choice, and that a bunch of little kids go and probably find their way to social media and see that as well.
He never actually said the words, I'm sorry. He never directly referenced the woman. Do you have a problem with what he said on Monday?
As for that interview right there? No, I don't have a problem with it. We said exactly what he said on our show. Like, we think he just regrets the choice of words. He got egged on, responded to it. I don't mind the response. I did mind the choice of words because of what he said. Like, yeah, what is his mom going to think? What's his, I don't know the rest of his family, but like the women in his life, as he mentioned, like, you don't want to hear that come out of your son's mouth. There's no doubt about that. So as far as apologizing to the woman, I mean, I guess like would I have been mad that he did that, or should he have done that? I don't know. I guess I got to think about that a little bit more. To just put it all behind him, sure, maybe you should have said, yeah, I apologize to the lady. I'm just what I said. I'm okay with responding, but to her also, I shouldn't have used those choice of words.
Yeah, I think he could have gone that little extra distance, and it wouldn't have hurt him. I listened to the entire 4.5-minute interview, and I will say this. I think that, in particular, pro athletes have gotten significantly better at awareness. Part of that is because they hear so much of it on social media, and Pete made the point, hey, I'm not on social media. But you know who is? Your family and friends. And I guarantee you somebody got to him and was like, yo, bro, you're getting toasted. You got to say something. I'm sure the organization, he did say that I had talks with people in the organization about how I wanted to handle today. And that's good. We have to remember that Pete Crow-Armstrong isn't a finished product. He is a professional. He just signed a 9-figure extension. When a lot is given, a lot is expected of him, and it should be, but he's going to make mistakes. And this was a mistake. It's not the worst mistake we've ever seen. I can come up with a gazillion things that are way worse, but it was something that he did. I'm sure he's embarrassed by it.
Yeah, he is.
I'm sure he's embarrassed by it, and I think it was well done because I lived through John Rocker. This was his apology. I don't know if people even remember. He did an interview with Jeff Pearlman of Sports Illustrated. Go find it. You just type in John Rocker 7 Train wherever you want to search it, and you can read the article, and it was horrible. It was horrible. Well, the Braves obviously made him stand at his locker and apologize. He read it off of a piece of paper, and then I still need this one. So he read it off of a piece of paper and then did this. That's how he apologized. Pete Crow-Armstrong was heartfelt, and it was genuine, in my opinion. There's going to be people, particularly in the National League Central, fans of other teams, Cubs, Cardinals, Pirates, Reds, and White Sox, maybe even, who are going to say, that's horrible. That's not good enough. But my guess is if that was your center fielder who made the mistake, you would say, hey, it's good enough. And everybody can be the judge about whether or not because he never said the word I'm sorry, so I don't know if it's technically an apology, but I think that was an apology, or at least an admittance of wrongdoing.
Yeah, I guess. Do you think you heard from his mom?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
You think mom got on the phone and said, Peter, give me a call right now?
Yeah, I told you yesterday what I would do if
I
that
don't
were
think
my
he
son.
did, by the way. I don't think he did.
What's that?
Got to get a call from his mom. I don't think.
You don't think he did? I absolutely do.
Interesting. I'm trying to think if my mom would have called me. I don't think she would have. She would expect me to call her and be like, I messed up, didn't I?
Well, I guess that's what I'm saying. There was a communication, whether it was Pete first that it wouldn't shock me if Pete called her first and said, hey, listen, I'm sorry. I embarrassed everybody.
But this is the stuff I'm talking about. We want all these guys to have emotion and do all these things and all that. It's just added, you don't need it, man. The biggest thing you can have in the game of, just in sports in general, but baseball, because it's every day, it's confidence. You want to feel good about yourself showing up to the yard. And if you know, there's a little bit of dread for Pete showing up to the park the next day, being oh man, I know I got to address this. So it takes away from that confidence. It takes away from feeling good about yourself. And then, it affects the team. That's the biggest thing. That's why I'm always I don't mind if guys are bland because they're trying to do their job. That's their job.
Yeah. And when guys are a little bit emotional and fun and kind of out of the box with that stuff, and we gravitate toward them in the media, and then they do something like this, well, then all of a sudden people are all over them. That's why I'm going to tell you, I know it's a different sport and an entirely different situation, but part of what makes Pete Crow-Armstrong go is his kind of flamboyance and fun and shit talking out there and always saying something. That's part of what makes him him. The Mike Vrabel situation, as I said, totally different circumstances. But part of what makes Vrabel is his ability to kind of be a shit talker out there and start looking like, I'm curious whether or not he'll end up being the same guy. It's just because when you have to be a different person than you are of what's made you successful, it can go the wrong way fast.
I got breaking news for you. This is a total just flip the script right here.
What do we got?
It's AL Central. Twins send down Royce Lewis.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
They sent down Royce Lewis?
He's been struggling bad, man.
I know he has, but
yeah, so they now it's been Wallner and him. They got guys at AAA that they want to call up. And a guy like an Austin Martin, who's a guy that can play anywhere. He's been playing well. So if they bring another outfielder up, they could put him at third base or kind of move things around there. Interesting. I didn't think they would do it. I know they've been thinking about it for a while, but I just got that flashed across here. Dalton Feely sent it over.
First pick, I think, in 2017. Does that sound right?
Don't know.
I'll have to look it up. Dan, why don't you
probably because he was out of high school. Yeah.
539 OPS, 3 homers in 104 at bats, a 163 average, negative WAR this season. God, Good dude, man. I hope he finds it. I really, you tell me all the time that don't look at it being sent down as a punishment, right? But how hard is that going to be for a guy who was the first pick in the draft? He's not 21 anymore,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely this hurts because of, where he's at. Like you said, his age, career, he's had success. I
When
know,
healthy.
he's had some quotes recently talking about people around here want me to fail, which is just not true. But you start to internalize failure and you start to think like that, and that's not a good place to be. So you do have to go down and you have to say, all right, look, I'm just going to get better. What do I got to work on? There's no stress down here. Stats don't matter to a certain degree. Like, I'm working on things. Eventually you got to show that you're barreling the ball. But the perspective that you have to have when this happens, and trust me, I got sent down so much, it's part of the game and everyone goes through it. And you can talk to pretty much everybody that's ever played in the big leagues. Yeah, I've been sent down. Yeah, it sucks, but I got back up because I made an effort to get better. So that's what he has to do. We'll see.
Let me ask you one last thing. Is it possible what's best for him is a trade?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, there are times where, yes, like that could give you a jolt and, new voices in your ear, but he's had new voices. I mean, I just talked about this yesterday with Jake about the Twins hitting coaches. I mean, he's had a bunch of them. So, like, the voices haven't been a problem. It's been David Popkins, Matt Borschulte, now a new one this year. So it hasn't been that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, I hope he gets back here. He's a good dude.
Yeah,
I
he
like
is.
him. Makes me sad to hear you say that there are people that want to see him fail. And I hope that's not true.
It's not true.
Okay. He's about to turn 27 next month, in case you're keeping track of that sort of stuff. So some breaking news. I thought it was going to be that Nick Punto has ordered 10 a.m. naked batting practice.
Let me see if he's responded. He has not.
Huh.
What's up,
Does he
man?
have do not disturb on?
I mean, they did it late night last night. Maybe he's still sleeping. Is that home,
Night.
though?
Your game was over by 9. Late
Yeah, I
night.
know.
Whatever.
Maybe
All
he
right.
went out with the boys like we said last night. Maybe he was the ringleader.
AL East top 4 teams played in 2 separate games because it'd be silly to have the top 4 teams play in one game. Although maybe I'd like to see that. And the top 2 teams in the division showed why they are the top 2 teams.
Have 2 men in scoring position, and Caminero sends one deep to right, and that's gone. Junior Caminero on the first pitch.
Matching last year's total. Sky down the left field line. That ball is off the pole. Off the pole. A 2-run home run for Jazz Chisholm. And the Yankees lead 7-5.
I was with you, Michael K. I didn't think there was any way that was going to be a home run. When was the last time we saw a left-handed hitter in the Bronx hit the foul pole? Left
I have
field.
no idea.
It just doesn't happen. Great reaction.
What's up with? I need Dan here. What's up with the baggy pants? He was pointing to him after that.
Those are Giancarlo's pants.
Those are Stanton's pants. That's right. I remember that guy.
Yeah, he's been wearing those, and he's been hitting. So that was different.
Yeah, I saw that.
So here's the deal. We've talked a lot about the Yankees. We've talked a lot about the Rays in recent times, and I'm sure we'll continue to do that. Let's talk about the 2 teams that lost. Toronto 10.5 back, Baltimore 11 out. One, both, or neither are going to have a chance to get back in the AL East race, not wild card, AL East.
Yeah, that's where you got me there. So when you look at those numbers, you mentioned, double digits back already. It is May 19th. So you look at it 2 ways. They're that far back this early in the season, or you could say it's early in the season. There's plenty of time for them to get back. So I'm gonna go with the latter there. Plenty of season to get back because I want to give somebody a chance here. I will say that it's 1. I don't think the Orioles are going to get back in this race. They just haven't shown enough offensively. I don't like their starting pitching. There's not a lot. There's just not a lot to like about this Orioles team. I wish it was different. I wish it was different. It just hasn't happened that way. I will say the Jays, to me, have a better chance. So I'll give them a chance. I'll say 1 and go Jays, just because I do like their starting pitching, and I do like their bullpen, and I think their offense can get going. Vladdy needs to step up. There's guys there that I believe in more than the guys I believe in the Orioles lineup. So they can get healthy. They got a few guys banged up. If they can get Kirk back and get hot offensively, I think that they can make a run and get back into it. So, yeah, I'll go 1. I'll go Jays.
The answer is 0.
Okay.
I don't think Toronto can get back into it. I went and looked what their biggest deficit was a season ago when they ended up tying the Yankees with 94 wins, but winning based on the tiebreaker, winning the division. It was 8 games. That was the biggest deficit they had, and it was late in May. So if you're just looking at that, you say, yes, it is possible, and they've got a ton of really good players on the shelf that hopefully will.
Wait a second. So it's 8 games late in May, and right now it is
10.5.
So if they win 2 games,
right,
and Tampa loses 2 games, we're in the exact same spot, and you're saying it can't happen?
Yes, I am saying it can't happen because the juju is not right.
The juju's not right?
It is not right.
Why?
Last night was a perfect opportunity for them to steal one on the road. And Rodriguez came in and gave up a pair of 2-run homers in that inning, gave one to Bellinger where Dalton Varsho just missed catching the ball.
Yeah, it was a tough loss last night, no doubt.
It was a very, very, that's one of those where if you get it and you hang on, could be feeling okay. You're jump starting a week where you play the Yankees and then you play the Rays, and all of a sudden you get a 5-2 week, and yeah, I'm feeling all right. And now you're like, God dang it, we had one in our back pocket on the road, and we couldn't finish that off. So to me, it's a juju thing, and I'm going to live with that. But I want to talk about the Orioles because they're a team that we have spent almost no time on, and somebody brought it up in the comments. I apologize for not writing down your tag name. That's my fault. The Orioles have stunk. Gunnar Henderson has been horrible. Former Orioles shortstop Mike Bordick called him out on a radio station in Baltimore recently, talking about all he does is swing for the fences because that's what gets paid. He's like, hey, pal, I get it. You want to do that? Blow out your back on the first 2 swings, going for a home run? Great. But when you're down 2 strikes, can you be a team player for a second? Gunnar Henderson is on a rate where right now he would have less than a 2-WAR season at the premier position in sports. He wasn't even that good offensively. Didn't even have an 800 OPS. He was still a 5.5 WAR player a season ago. 2 years ago, he was a 9 WAR player and one of the best in baseball. We're like $250 million contract. Well, right now, I don't know what he is. The other side of this is Trevor Rogers went from what the heck did they get in the Miami trade because we just sent him down to, oh my God, is this guy a Cy Young candidate, to getting blown up last night, not even going 4 innings and giving up 8 runs. I want you to listen to this question and then look at how despondent Rogers is.
The manager said that he said it may not appear that way, but he feels that you're close. Do you feel that way?
Trying to be as professional as I can.
Can you believe that's the response? He had to sit there for 10 seconds before giving an answer. That sounds like a guy that's lost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be, you could be feeling lost. You could be not happy with kind of maybe what the organization wants you to do, game planning, all these different things. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, it's not a great response right there. There's no doubt. That doesn't really instill any sort of confidence in me when we're going to put you back out there.
No. I mean, I think it's a lost season, and it's shocking because you and I both liked what they did in the offseason. I mean, they traded for Boz. They gave him an extension. He's been horrible. They brought in Bassett, who was a great pro and an innings dude at the very least, and he hasn't been good at all. They don't have a starting pitcher with an ERA under 4. The 3 guys they were relying on to be at the top of their rotation, none of them have an ERA under 5. It's just gone the wrong direction for this team. And by the way, Jordan Westburg's out the year. So I don't know, man. We thought when new ownership was going to take over was going to get better, and it just hasn't. And I think a lot of people are pointing the fingers at Mike Elias, and I don't know how much longer he makes it.
Yeah, I mean they made moves. They just haven't worked out.
Not at all.
Worked out. And I think the starting pitching moves, yeah, like we made some trades, signed some guys, sure. But there were other people out there that we thought would fit better. Framber Valdez, and he's had his own issues.
Right.
And who knows what he would have been like in an Orioles uniform.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, I agree. I don't see the Orioles getting back to it. And now, like, what was that season when they won? Was that 2023? That looks just like an absolute like anomaly.
Yeah.
101. Then they went back 2024.
Yep.
91 and 71. Lost in the wild card series to the Royals, and then last year 75 and 87. And this year on pace around the same.
Yeah, not good. Let us know. Do you think one, both, or neither getting back in this race? Tell us why. If you're confident, or even if you're not.
How the heck did they win 101 games?
Dude, they grew up all at the right time, and somehow that pitching came together.
I'm looking at the pitching right now. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it was something good for
Kyle Gibson leading the way with 33 starts. Let's go, Gibby.
Yeah, one of the great dudes in the game.
They had the freaking hose. They brought it out. I don't know.
Yeah, it was all fun.
It was a different time in Baltimore.
Oh, how we live for those days. Today's episode of Baseball Today is sponsored by T-Mobile. Whether you're on the go or at the ballpark, T-Mobile is built to keep you connected wherever the game takes you. And with America's best network, you know your phone is going to work even in a crowded stadium. Anybody who's been to the big game, you know the feeling. Team hits a walk-off, everybody's trying to text or post or send videos at exactly the same time, and suddenly your phone will not load anything. Or when you're trying to stream the game, you're on the move, the feed keeps buffering at the worst possible time, and you are going nuts. Those are the moments that matter to real baseball fans, and a drop signal shouldn't be the reason that you miss any of them. Well, T-Mobile's network is built specifically to handle all of it. Talking packed stadiums, big moments, no problem. Find out how baseball hits different with T-Mobile at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Fastest base on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligent Data of National Speed Score results for 2H 2025. Best based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All right.
Wait, one thing. Two guys I just didn't remember were on this 2023 Baltimore Orioles team. Aaron Hicks was on the 2023 Baltimore Orioles. What?
Okay. And?
He did well, yeah. Jack Flaherty. Forgot that he made the stop there.
Good call.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't think he pitched very well there.
No, he didn't.
No. Okay. Hard-charging White Sox have a little bit of a stumble in Seattle, and the armchair umps are going crazy on the south side. So let's relive a couple of back-to-back plays that had Chicago going nuts. Julio Rodriguez is going to line one to Antonacci. Dan, do we have this video? Here we go. There's a runner on first. Antonacci drops the line drive. Looks like a double play, but the umps get together and say, no. He dropped it intentionally, and Pareda, who was the runner at first, we originally said safe, so he had to run. He couldn't go back to first base. Well, we made the mistake, and Will Venable comes out and is like, well, hold on. And you can see clearly that Antonacci had it and kind of let it hit the ground. You're not allowed to deceive the runner, right? In that.
I just talked about this. What was it yesterday? We're talking about like high IQ plays. This is the one I mentioned. I thought he did a great job. Now it is against the rules. This is not an infield fly rule situation. That's not what this was. A completely different rule. I thought he made it look like he dropped it, like got it off to the side a little bit right there, and I thought he did a good job. But if the umpire at his discretion thinks you dropped it on purpose, this is the right call. It's just a dead ball and the runner goes back and the batter's out. That's the call. That's the ruling of it. I just thought that he did a good enough job where they weren't going to call it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the rule is, I believe, that it does become a dead ball, which is kind of a weird thing because if he catches it, maybe you do have a chance to double Pareda off first base, but he didn't. And so he tried to get the little ha-ha play, and it didn't work. Well, that was compounded by the fact that the next play, we have a ball that's hit off the wall by Randy Arozarena, and Pareda ends up trying to score, and he gets thrown out at home. And I was like, my God, is that guy slow? He gets thrown out by 30 feet. Well, there's a reason. He took a wide turn, and that's Antonacci, who's on the shortstop side of second base, and Pareda runs into him. So that's a no-no. You can't be the fielder and obstruct. So he got awarded home. I want you to listen to the umpire's call.
Following a crew consultation, we've had obstruction around second base on the runner, and that hindered the runner from being able to score. We're going to score that run and the home plate.
So you compound those plays, and Will Venable came out. He had enough, and he got tossed. Do you have a problem with the umpire ruling on this one?
Oh, it is their discretion, and Antonacci needs to understand where he's at in relation to the base path. Like, that wasn't a good job of him. He's trying to be sort of a double cut over there, but he just ends up in no man's land. And Pareda did a good job of like understanding what's going on. At first, I thought that he just completely went out of his way to make contact. But if you look, it's just kind of like he took a bad angle, and like, it wasn't a good route around the bases. Do I think he would have scored without that? I do not. But you can't definitively say that, and I think that's what the umpires are getting into.
Yeah, it's the toughest stuff that happens. I remember when we were coming up with replay, and they said, well, the hardest thing is going to be outfielder. Did he catch it or did he trap it? And then where do we put the base runners? Because not everybody's the same speed, and it's not up to the umpire to know how fast everybody is and how well you run the bases. So where are we going to put guys? And I think this is a perfect example of that as well. He looks slow as shit, and obviously he doesn't know how to run the bases very well because of the path he took. For God's sakes, if that guy's plugging in my GPS, I'm going to end up in Kansas if I'm trying to get to Anaheim from here. So I don't think the White Sox got screwed because I don't know how you call it any other way. Would you have put him back at third? That would have made no sense because he tried to score on the play.
Yeah. I mean, I think by rule, it's just their discretion of what they think would have happened with no interference or hindrance. So I don't think it matters that he tried to score. If they determined that he would be out like no matter what, and it was a bad thing, which kind of looked like right there. Yeah, it is just an interesting way to have to call it. I don't know.
So are you saying that you wouldn't have had a problem if they had said he's out? He ran the bases.
Oh no, I would have put him at
like
third
a little
base.
leaguer, and
I would you either put him at third base or you score him. I think those are the only two options. You don't leave the play as is.
Yes, you definitely can't leave it as is.
Yeah, I think if they would have put him at third base, I would not have had a problem. If they would have put him at home, I don't really also have a problem with that too, because that's an Antonacci thing. He's got to get out of the way.
He does, and he admitted it afterward.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm in the wrong," and even if he ran into me intentionally, that's on me.
Yeah, it is.
There are times, we know it. You guys are taught to run into fielders at times to get yourselves out of a pickle. Yeah. Even the most ardent White Sox supporter, I don't know what your defense is of this. I'd love to hear it in the comments. Like what you could say, well, he ran into him intentionally. Right. Got it. That's part of the game. That happens all the time in baseball. You could say, well, he wasn't going to score anyway. Well, we're not 100% sure. We don't know if Antonacci doesn't slow him down. Not 100%. We have an idea, but we're not 100% sure. Not going to.
Yeah. I think if I looking back at the play, I might have just put him at third base.
I guess. What else should they have done? Let us know in the comments section. So there you go. Also, good for Colt Emerson. Got that first hit, first homer out of the way for the 20-year-old. Family was on hand to see it. That was good because I don't know if they were there to see everything else.
I mean, talk about like dropping the barrel on one. Like not a really great swing right there. Just
well, what do you mean not a great swing? He went down and got it.
I mean, that's not like an A swing homer. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I got to look at this guy's swing a little bit more. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from the guy. I just say I'm actually giving him props, saying he's got some pop. If he can swing like that and put the ball in the seats, okay.
What did he sign for? $95 million? Gosh, isn't that what he got?
I need that type of money.
You had your chance.
I had my chance, man. I was in the wrong era. People were like kicking guys like me out of the game, Chris. Oh, he's 30. Oh, get out of here. I'll still be in the Twins Hall of Fame one day.
Twins Hall. Well, we've started that.
Yeah.
We started that. You need a few really solid years behind the mic, and I think you'll deliver.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be there on Friday in Boston.
Yeah, and then where do you go after that?
Boston, Chicago, Pittsburgh.
You got a 9-day road trip?
Yeah. It's 10, actually.
I hope you get Skeens.
I got 4 days in Chicago.
Do you think you're going to be on schedule for Skeens?
I don't know. I actually haven't looked.
Can I look for you?
Yeah.
Let me see.
You love an airplane watch and a schedule.
Oh, my God. I'm such a travel nerd. It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, so Skeens goes next on Saturday. They don't have a Monday off, so that means he would go Thursday against Chicago. Oh, you're going to miss him by a day. God dang it.
You don't know that.
God, I'm going to root for a rain out.
Things happen all the time.
So he's obviously not going to get rained out in Toronto. If so, we're going to set some sort of record. But he could get rained out at home against Chicago, and then we push it against the Twins. Man, I'd love to see. I want you to get a Skeens game.
I'm trying to think if last time I was there was 2 years ago. Did I see one? I'm not sure.
What sort of baseball fan are you if you don't remember a Skeens start?
I don't know.
Come on, man. Pick it up.
Hold on. I'm trying to remember the last time I was in Pittsburgh, if he was even there.
Yeah. All right.
He was 2020.
Once again, we'll circle back to where we started the show. Tarps off in St. Louis. Go have a great time tonight, Stephen F. Austin Baseball Club. You've captivated the baseball world. I love it. Send me a message on Twitter saying, Rose, where are you? You should have been here. Waving that shirt. And then maybe I'll try and make a trip out to St. Louis this summer so I could be a part of the Body Club. My God, Michelle was so embarrassed by me.
No, she was not.
She was so thankful that you said, stop doing that when I was doing my little peck dance, because she's seen that shtick way too long. So.
You missed a good joke of mine earlier in the show. I'm kind of disappointed in you.
What was it?
I'm not going to tell you.
I'll have to go back and listen for it?
Yeah.
You mean yesterday?
You
mean yesterday or today?
No, it's today.
Oh. Because I did miss the
I
can't stand up. Now I can't stand up one.
Oh, that was another good one.
I got a little raunchy.
Yeah, this one was also a wiener joke. So, yeah, 2 days in a row for me. I need to grow up because I'm almost 40.
Welcome back to your age 15 season. All right, we're back at it again on Wednesday for our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented joke teller, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We'll see you Wednesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.